What is going on, guys? KrysticGames here. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. We're glad to have you. You already know what day it is. It is Monday, which means it's time for our Monday chill commentary. If you're new around here, this is just a commentary where we talk about a random topic. Could be funny, could be relatable, could be serious, could be something that's going on in the world. Basically, it could be anything. For a lot of people, Monday is the hardest day of the week. So Mondays we just talk in the comments, whatever we want. Basically, we just put out a video over some random gameplay with some chill music. Yeah, that's basically the vibe for Monday. If I have another video, I'll upload that with the Monday chill commentary. But anyways, hope everybody's having a great day so far. This topic, just because it's been on my mind recently, is real ones, you know what I mean? And I'm talking about those real friends, those real people are so rare to come by, you know what I mean? I feel like the real ones out there that really care about you, the real friends or people that you'll meet out in the world, they're so hard to come by, you know what I mean? It's very rare to meet a person who really genuinely cares about you without anything in return, right? So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. And I don't mean like you literally have to give them something. I mean, it could be anything, right? I'm talking about it can be validation, maybe just you being a nice person. Maybe they just like the way you're nice, but that's it, right? You know, maybe you're just having a rough day and they come up to you expecting, you know, compliments or saying that you like their shirt because you're always giving them compliments, and they don't get that because you're in your own head and you're having a bad day and you're out of it, right? And you're like, hey, I'm not having a good day. They're gonna be like, well, you have no use. I have no use for you then. You know what I mean? Like those people, oh my gosh, they just suck the energy out of you, but you don't even realize it because they're not like taking your money. They're not using your vehicle. Those people are the scary ones you got to kind of watch out for. But you know, that's just living life, right? The ones that kind of take whatever energy you're bringing. And that's what I mean when like the real ones are so rare to come by. I only have a handful of people that I could actually like call no matter what time of day or whatever, right? Even no matter if we haven't spoken in like years, right, or months, I can still call them and they'll be like, hey, what's up? What's good? I know for me, it's a little easier because anybody could just look at my page and be like, oh, he's doing that. Like, you know what I mean? You kind of see what I'm doing. You know, I'm just in that rare scenario where everything I do is online. But yeah, I feel like it's very rare to find good people, right? And if you are one of those good people, it's even more rare because it's hard to find good people when you're genuinely good yourself, right? And I know everybody makes mistakes, right? And everybody needs to learn themselves and to, you know, heal appropriately, right? And that's a kind of another topic that we can have added another video. Like everybody is healing from something like, no, our childhoods aren't perfect, our friends aren't perfect, we're all healing from something. Is life just a big thing of healing? Oh, let me cook, I'm gonna get down the rabbit hole with this one. But anyways, back to our main topic. It goes down to that saying where it's like, it'll be your closest ones, right? It'll be your closest friends that do you harm or do you wrong, right? And everybody goes through life hearing that, right? And we hear it so much. It's in movies, it's in TV shows, it's in video games, it's in books, like the big betrayal, right? Your closest friend, your brother, your sister, whatever, right? It's kind of normalized. But in reality, you don't really think it's gonna happen to you, right? You don't think you're gonna be stabbed in the back by your very closest person or thing or place, whatever. That's what I mean, because you feel like you think you have a real one, and then something happens and you're like, wow, okay, what? Was I the real one and I was just seeing myself in this person? Or maybe you're flip-flopped, right? I can hold myself accountable, right? There has been times when I met people that were really genuinely good people, right? They didn't really do me wrong. I actually did them wrong, like in a way, right? Maybe at that time I was looking for something different, right? And then I look back and I'm like, you know what? They really didn't do anything to me. Like they didn't do anything wrong. Like nothing really happened. It could have been they were a good person. We vibed real well. Just didn't work out the way it was gonna work out, right? I've had those, right, where I don't really dwell on it, right? Because it wasn't like a big deal, right? I was just like, oh wow, they're good people, you know, I could call them up if I wanted to, right? But it's not like we didn't develop that relationship, if that makes sense. I just know that at the time I met them, they were, you know, I consider like a good person, right? Who really wants to do well and who means well, right? Because I feel like a lot of us mean well, but some of us don't, right? And I don't mean like people are personally like draining everybody's energy. Like what I've learned through therapy is that some people don't even know what they're doing, right? A lot of people do know what they're doing, and I feel like that's really hard for me to believe, right? Just how you can control your temper, you can control your anger, You can control your mouth, your tongue. Like, we're all adults here, right? You can control that, right? So if you're over here being like, I didn't mean to do that, or I didn't mean to do those things, it was a mistake, blah blah blah, you keep on saying that, I'm like, well, at one point, like, we all gotta grow up. Like, you gotta own what you're doing. Like, what? Like, I understand, like, things happen, but, you know, and I can hold myself accountable with that, with the relationships that I'm like there's some where I'm like, dang, I really messed that up, bro. Like, that's crazy. But I've never had one that's been real impactful on my life, so to speak. And I think a lot of them have been also like online, just as like a gamer, right? The specifics at hand, right? It could be like a good gaming friend. We all have had that. If you play games, you all know, like, whether you're in school or you're waiting to get off work, you're waiting to get on the game with that person, right? Because, you know, like, you have a good time, right? Who knows, something might get in the way of that. Then they go on and join a new friend group, you know, something like that's not serious, but you're like, man, that's crazy. If I would have stayed in touch, that would have been a different story. So there's things like that I can agree on, right? I've had been like done wrong, and people like try to come back, right? They're like, hey, can we talk? And at now, in this point in my life, it kind of flips, right? Because I was that person who was like, man, I'm sorry, like, I know I keep on messing up, right? In my head, like, I've learned to live with a lot of stuff, right? I'm like, oh dang, I messed that up, that's crazy, you know? For example, in my head, I'm like, oh wow, like, hey, you're not really good for me right now in life, like, I gotta do my thing, right? And if you're gonna keep messing up, like, I can't be around you, right? And I'm like, you know what, that's fair, right? That's fair. I gotta get myself right, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like a wall that you kind of climb over, right? And like, now that I'm kind of, you know, on the other side of that wall, some people that are on the other side, I want to like pull up, right? Just like I was talking about that friend that I did wrong. They want to pull me up, but then they realize, I can't pull you up, man. You're gonna have to climb over by yourself. And while you're doing that, I got to keep moving. And I feel like that's a real one, right? Who's like, look, I can't stay stagnant. I got to keep going. Like, I wish nothing but the best for you in your situation. And, you know, maybe we can do the thing once we can do the thing, you know what I mean? And at the time, I'm like, no, I get in my head like, oh wow, they are too good for me, right? I've never held any ill will towards someone for that, right? I feel like I could respect that, to be honest. To be able to respect that and being like, I know I'm like, we'll put them in a decision to do either something that they don't want to do, or maybe get hurt, or maybe I'll say something that offends them, you know, something like that, you know? Nothing crazy, but, you know, something that'll affect their mental health or their way of living, right? And now I'm in that spot, right? It like trickles down. There's like a ladder. So the people that are reaching out to me, I'm like, I really can't help you right now. Like, I just can't. And I want to, and trust me, I've done it in the past. The same people too, or different people. Like, I keep on like, okay, yeah, let's try this one more time. You know, I'm here to help. Let's meet up. Let's talk, you know, blah, 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 blah. I end up getting hurt, or I end up getting the short end of the stick, right? Or they don't even mean it. They just need someone to give them the validation, or they need a friend at the moment. Then once you give them that dopamine hit to, you know, fulfill their loneliness at the time, then they're done with you, right? They're like, okay, you served your purpose. That's all I needed. Thanks. I'm gonna go do my thing again. The people that have shown that to me countless times have been like, and I can honestly say like, okay, like, being with this person, it's not healthy, right? I'm getting hurt all the time by this person, right? They're making me feel bad about myself. They're putting me down, maybe they're putting my family down. And I feel like as humans, you know, there's a difference between like enabling and all that other jazz, right? And I feel like that's just up to whatever, right? And I always say this in the sense of like, I've done wrong too, right? Y'all could check me if you want, but I definitely hold myself accountable, right? If anything, I hold myself too much accountable so that nobody else can say, hey, so no one else can call me out first, I guess. But that's kind of the difference between like someone who's real and someone who's just there to be there. And I think this is like piggybacking off of last week when I was like, or people are just friends with each other just to be friends with each other and nothing else, right? But now we're talking about the fact of like real friends, right? The friends that are just there, right? And maybe they've been with you since like you were little, right? So it's not really, you know, it's just someone you could talk to, right? And that's why I feel like you can't really see the difference until you're kind of cool with yourself, right? Until you don't need people, right? Because when you need people, you kind of subconsciously look past the fact, are they genuine or are they not genuine? Like, I don't really care. I just don't want to be alone right now. and you're not really trying to get anything from them, you just don't want to feel alone. And maybe it's just two people who don't want to feel alone, and that's their like transactional relationship, right? And ultimately, like, someone's got to grow eventually, right? And someone's gonna grow and they're gonna be like, oh wow, we were just using each other because we didn't want to be alone, and now this person's growing. It's really rare that two people grow at the same exact time, right? I feel like that's why people kind of fall out a lot of times, when one person kind of sees that the relationship isn't what they thought. But yeah, so real ones versus fake friends. I wanted to piggyback off of last week, but make it a different topic, right? Make it more positive. Like, it's so rare, like, because it's so rare when you do find those people, you want to kind of hold on to them, right? Because I've been in the spot where I'm like, you just stop reaching out, right? And sometimes it's just me, right? And that's what I was talking about, when now you can just look me up, and people will be like, oh, he's not just ignoring me, like, he's really doing stuff, and he checks in like maybe once a week, or or maybe he games with me like maybe an hour a day, or whatever the case may be, right? They know I'm kind of here, right? I'm doing my thing, right? It's just it. I'm at a stage in my life where I'm just trying to do my thing. They're doing their thing, right? Everybody's just doing their thing, and we all respect each other. I feel like that's so powerful. But anyways, I think that's all I got, man. I just wanted to touch on that, because there's real ones out there. I feel like you just can't be looking for them, and then that's when you'll find them. You know what I mean? I feel like there's a lot to be said about good people, and I feel like good people aren't just born good, right? I feel like everybody goes through the things, and from my point of view, it's like, I don't want to be treated the way I was treated. I don't want to make people feel the way I felt, right? That's my kind of thing. Even now, when I was younger, I was like, I probably made this person feel like I'm feeling right now. I'm gonna like bookmark this moment in my life, and I'm never gonna do this again, right? Or I'm gonna make sure I don't add this to my vocabulary, or whatever the case may be, right? But yeah, I feel like that's just a part of growing. That's just a part of growing. Getting to know people, getting to unknow people. It's really wild, you know what I mean? So when I say like real ones are rare, they are very rare. And I feel like the way you figure it out is just with time, because eventually someone can only put up that mask for so long, right? It could be months, weeks, years, it's gonna fall eventually, right? And when I tell you, once it falls, it's like, bro, what? It's like crazy. And I tell you this, and if you haven't experienced it, then you'll probably be like me, like a couple years ago, when I'm like, I don't know what y'all are talking about over there. Like, I haven't experienced any of that. And now I'm like, yeah, it's obvious. It's obvious. And I'm pretty sure, like, I've given people the look like, what are you talking about right now? Like, what? Who are you? Like, who am I looking at right now? What? And that's crazy in itself. But you just gotta live and you learn. I think that's it for this one. I just wanted to kind of piggyback off of that one. Next week, I don't know what we're gonna talk about next week. Usually something hits me, like in a movie or a show, or something in passing, or somebody talking about something over the radio. This one, I got it from, I think it's on my music channel, but there was a song that came out that somebody remixed or something, and they were talking about this topic, and I heard that like last night, so it was just on my mind. I thought I'd talk about it in Monday Chill Commentaries. But yeah, that'll be it for me, and let me know what you think in the comments below. We always out here chilling, and hope everybody has a good week and a good Monday, and yeah, everybody stay safe out there. It's a new week, a new dawn, it's a new day. Very chill. Now I gotta go edit some stuff and get it that way. But once again, my name is KrysticGames. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.